It is now 9:48 of this Saturday morning. It is time for Imagine It. Carl Nelson, he brought everything but the kitchen sink here for Imagine It today. How you doing?
Good. We're going to talk about electricity and magnetism
and
how those two things are really closely interrelated.
All right, I get a little nervous whenever we do anything with electricity.
You'll be fine. Go ahead and hold that. All that is the big bolt, and I've wrapped a whole bunch of wire around it.
Okay.
I'm going to send some current through that wire. You're not going to be shocked or anything. It's just what we're doing is every time an electric current flows, a magnetic field is generated. Okay. And so we made an electromagnet right now. And you can test that out. I've got some paper clips here. Go ahead and just stick that whole bar right down into the bowl. Just, see if you can scoop anything up and lift. Look at that.
Wow.
So flowing current makes a magnetic field. If I stop the current by taking the battery away, most of the paper clips fall away. Okay. Now, if I had left that current flowing for a really, really long time, I could have turned this bar into a permanent magnet.
Really?
Kind of like the ones you have in your refrigerator, like this.
Okay, so that's how they essentially make them?
Exactly. Send current through, you can magnetize it. Now, the cool thing about permanent magnets is, right here I have a big old meter that measures current. If you look in the front, you can see there's like a little dial there. If I take this permanent magnet and move it through a coil of wire, there's no batteries here, there's no electricity. If I move the magnet through, the meter shows that we're actually generating some electricity. So that's how generators work. Moving magnets, coils. Okay, so that's the second thing you need to know. So this big tabletop thing, I grabbed an exhibit from the Science Center.
All right.
Okay, and what we have is a really big electromagnet down in the middle. And then on top, a single loop of wire. Just resting on the top. And when you press that big red button, you're going to send a pulse of current through that electromagnet. Let's see what happens. Just go ahead and hit it.
1, 2, 3. Woo! All right.
So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So what happens is when you send that pulse of electricity through the coil, you generate a magnetic field. That magnetic field.
That's really strong. To push that all the way up.
Exactly. That magnetic field generates a current in the ring. That ring of current creates another magnetic field that repels the first magnetic field. Hit it again. I'll put my hand here. Just
1, 2, 3.
Do it again.
Ooh.
And there's a little timeout so you don't burn out the coil there. Go ahead and hit it again. Ooh, that hurts. Okay, so it moves with quite a bit of force. One more time. Try it one more time. We'll shoot it right off. Now, what you probably didn't notice is I've got one other ring right here which is not moving.
I have noticed.
Very good. It's got a cut in the side.
So that stops
the current from flowing. Exactly. So we can't generate another magnetic field, and so it just stays right there.
So essentially this is a large version of, you know how sometimes you have the magnets that when you try to put them together, you feel that big...
You feel them pushing apart. That is exactly it. That coil generates a magnetic field that opposes the magnetic field of this one, and it shoots it up. That's exactly what's happening. They're both repelling. So we've got all sorts of exhibits like this down at the Science Center, talk about electricity and magnets and all that sort of stuff. Come down and check it out. We are, though, closed until the 24th.
Sounds good. You guys are remodeling and you'll be back open after that, right?
Exactly.
All right, sounds good. Well, Carl, thanks for coming down and making something so simple, supersized, so that we can all understand what's going on. That's this week's Imagine It. From there, let's talk a little bit of football. Here are the guys with a recap of Football Friday.